Hey guys, good morning. SpruceGoose here. I thought I'd record a game online of the Siege expansion, since I don't think there's a lot of videos on YouTube of what that's like to play. Um, just a quick introduction. The Siege expansion adds 4 new units to the game. We have the Sapper, Siege Tower, Trebuchet, and the War Wagon. And also it adds a new type of structure called a fortification. At the start of the game, we're going to randomly select a card that shows the layout for all the fortifications, and that's where they'll be. So one fortification or fort will be on a home base, and the other two will be on neutral bases. There's also a new type of tactic called Siege Tactic, which the Siege Tower, Trebuchet, and War Wagon all use, and Siege Tactics can only be used when the unit is bolstered, so when it has 2 or more coins. So we're just gonna jump into it. I'm gonna create a new room. I'm gonna try and see if we can find some players. So let me create a room. It's ranked 2 players. Great. I'll go for the black team, and I'm going to make sure that we have siege expansion on, and I'll also keep the nobility expansion on because I think they work really well together. That's it. We'll see if someone joins. Oh, okay. We have WarCheGo here. So this is Jihoon. He's a Korean player. Really, really nice guy. I haven't played with him in months, so I'm glad he joined. Oh, haven't seen him in a while. I don't know what Sal means, but yeah. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. Okay, so we have here we're in draft elimination, so it means we get 2 extra units that we will eliminate. And then out of the remaining 8, we'll choose our starting units. Okay, so Jihoon decided to eliminate the Berserker. The Berserker is a very strong unit, typically. So we have the decrees we have are March, Guard, Sacrifice. I think I'll eliminate. So I assume he'll pick the Earl as his first unit because the Earl can be quite strong with the March decree. So I think what I'll do, I want to keep the Earl because I think it's an interesting unit to look at. Let's eliminate the cavalry. Okay, let's see what he does. So this is the layout for the fortification. So we have on my home base, it's going to be over here, and then we have 2 on neutral positions, and then 1 on WarCheGo's home base. So he's drafting now. Let's see what he goes for. Okay, so he went for the Earl. We did call it, in all fairness. So I think I'll go for the Siege Tower and the Pikeman. So he might go for, if he goes for the Warrior Priest and Swordsman, that puts me in a bit of an awkward situation because the Marshal doesn't really work well with the Lancer and Archer. Okay, so he went for the Archer and the Warrior Priest. So I think I'll go for... could go for the Lancer and Swordsman and Marshal. Let's do swordsman and marshal. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so we started the game. So you'll see we have all the forts are here. And the way a fort works is it's similar to a unit in some ways. In that it can be attacked, but also if you are inside a fort, if you have a unit inside a fort, then the fort has to be attacked before your unit can be attacked. Okay, so against the Earl, I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe I should deploy the siege tower, because the siege tower can attack the fort. The siege tower, if it's bolstered, can attack twice. So I think let's put the swordsman here. The pikeman I'll save for later, I think. Because the pikeman is a very good unit for defending bases. So I think maybe I'll leave it until I'm ready to until I need to defend the base. So I'm gonna go ahead and recruit a siege tower. Okay, my second hand is decent. Okay, so we have the lancer here. What I'll do is I'll move off the base with my swordsman, and I'll deploy the marshal behind the swordsman, and the siege tower will go over here. Now the siege tower, it has two things going for it. So one, when I deploy it, I have the option to bolster it straight away, so I'll do that. And actually it would be nice to deploy the marshal next to the siege tower. So I think I'll use the marshal. Let's recruit another swordsman. Okay. And maybe I will, let's see. So he's recruiting some earls. That's good. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move the siege tower here, and then I'll deploy the marshal behind it. Okay, let's deploy the marshal here, and I'll deploy the pikeman here to help against the warrior priest. I think that's what I'll do. Let's deploy it here. Okay. Okay, so the Lancer is bolstered, so there's no more units, so it could be that WarCheGo is planning to do a strategy of using a small bag and a warrior priest, but I don't think so because he recruited an Earl. What I'll do is I'm going to go ahead and move the swordsman here. And if he moves the warrior priest any closer, then I'll use the royal coin to activate the sacrifice decree and kill the warrior priest. It's not my preference to do that, but I might have to. Now the question is, does WarCheGo have an Earl? And I don't know. If I move here, then he can attack me, or he can control the base and activate the guard decree for free and attack me, which leaves me with one siege tower, and I'm going against the fort. So I think what I'll do is I'll triple bolster. Then I'll march. And with my next hand, I'll try to attack him twice. Okay. Ooh, interesting. Okay. So I'm going to march my siege tower here. Unfortunately, I didn't draw my last siege tower. It's kind of a shame. Okay. So he controlled a base, and hopefully he drew something like an archer. That doesn't really help him right now. But no, it doesn't look like it. So he's out of earls, but he may still have one more. Yeah, he may still have one more a royal coin, and then he can also guard against me, which really sucks. But yeah, I was really hoping to draw a siege tower. Yeah, I may have lost because my siege tower is gonna die now. It was just unfortunate. But then again, I did have a relatively big bag, so it's not really anyone's fault. So if he claims the initiative, that means he could kill my siege tower, which would suck. So let's see. I think he will claim the initiative, but we'll see. Yep. And now my siege tower is dead. Or not? Surely it would have killed me. Oh, there we go. So it was a complete failure with the siege tower, unfortunately. I think it could have worked had I drawn a siege tower, but I guess my bag was too big for that. So I think what I should do is I should probably invest in swordsmen and pikemen. What I'll do now is let's move here. Well, the siege tower can still be used as a good sort of defensive unit. I think let's invest in another swordsman. It's not looking great for me. I wonder why he deployed here and not here where the board is pretty empty. I think I'll move. I think now it's probably safe for me to move on to his base. Okay. I think that's still fine. Okay, that's still okay for me. So I'm not going to. Then again, if I don't claim the initiative, he can control a base with the warrior priest, draw an earl, and control the other base with the earls. I think I will claim the initiative. Okay. So let's start by controlling a base. Yeah, so he can easily get to 5 bases if he wanted to. So now he can maybe guard. I'm not sure what he'll do with the earl. He can either guard or sacrifice or not do anything. So guard and sacrifice will have the same effect because attacking the... oh, he does have a unit he can march. Interesting. Okay. Right. So pretty much I'm completely dependent on the swordsman. So, okay, let's do this. Actually, maybe I'll deploy the... yeah, maybe I'll deploy the siege tower here. Okay, the warrior priest controls a base. Huh. Great. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'll deploy this guy and I'll bolster. So I still have the initiative. So what I could do is use the marshal to attack the fort with the pikemen. And also, I assume he'll be recruiting a lancer very soon. So, yeah, there we go. So basically, I should probably move the marshal out of the way because otherwise he could sort of attack me and then control his last base. So let's move the marshal here. If I move it here, he'll know that I'm out of marshals. So why don't I move it here? Let's move it here. Okay. Yes, so I think what I should have done at the start of the game is recruit mainly siege towers and keep my bag small instead of recruiting both siege tower and swordsmen. So I think next time I'll probably try to manage my bag a little better. Maybe I should have moved the marshal here because I don't think he would have moved the warrior priest any closer because the pikeman is there. So I think what I'll do is I'll probably bolster the swordsman before moving on to the base. Otherwise, it'll be a bit risky. So let's let's bolster the swordsman, and that should hopefully guarantee that I get that I can flip another base. If I flip another base, I'm in okay shape. Okay, activate the March decree. Right. Yes, I assume he has a Lancer as his last coin. So let's get another. Oof, this is tough. I don't think I can win this. If he has a Lancer, unless I flip this base. Okay, let's see. So I assume the Lancer, yeah, we'll move on to the point. I'll attack the Lancer. Now it's just a question of whether he drew a Lancer or not. If he did, then he's won. And he played really well. Yeah. So unfortunately, I only drew one swordsman, which is probably, it makes sense because I think I had a pikeman and a pikeman and a marshal in the bag, so I don't think it was even an option for me to draw two swordsmen. So basically, he's pretty much guaranteed to have won because he can claim the initiative and he's guaranteed to get a Lancer, I'm pretty sure. Because he doesn't have anything else in the bag, so yeah. And he's won. Well played.